Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Sunday, October 13th, 2019. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/Otaku Showboat to be notified when I go live Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. US Eastern Time. You can follow me on Twitter at Otaku Showboat, visit my website at otakushowboat.com, and help support my continued existence at patreon.com/Otaku Showboat. You can also help to support Pyanodon's mods development at patreon.com/Pyanodon. Today's question of the day is, which tutorial that I have produced for Pyanodon's mods have you found to be the most helpful? Which tutorial have you thought was the most helpful of the tutorials that I have made thus far? I would like to know so that I can arrange the future tutorials in such a way to bring the ones that are more helpful to you a bit faster. So that is the question for the day today. Which tutorials have you found to be the most helpful of the ones that I have been making for the Pyanodon's Mods playthrough? So, speaking of which, I do say occasionally that you can help to support the acceleration of the creation of the tutorial series by becoming a patron on Patreon. This is due to essentially the more income I can generate through Patreon, the more time I can dedicate towards content creation in general. And right now, I do have one very generous patron who is preferring to remain anonymous at this point in time. But the amount of support that they do give, while amazing and excellent, and I love them for it, they're still the only one. So, I have added an additional incentive to the goals. I have a series of goals of total monthly support through Patreon, many of which have an associated reward on them. And there will come a point where I will start streaming an extra day of the week, even. That is at the 200 and 300 and 400, etc. Dollar levels. But at the 100 total dollar per month level between all wonderful patrons, I have decided that I will, if I ever do reach that amount of support through Patreon, do the Gladius Ursula Let's Play on YouTube. And it will be not streamed, it will be dedicated YouTube content. The Gladius Ursula playthrough will happen if and when I reach a total of $100 of support through Patreon. Now, this is not in any way, shape, or form locking that content behind a paywall. I am saying that if I have that level of support, that means that I have that level of interest and viewership in my content, that I will have the time to devote to producing additional content, and of the additional content that I would produce first, the Gladius Ursula playthrough would be at the top of that list. That is how I will phrase it, just to have technicalities set aside here. Um, anyway, so if you would like to see the Gladius Ursula playthrough happen with the intent of actually finishing it this time, go ahead, become a patron on Patreon, and eventually, I would hope that the amount of support will add up to that wonderful $100 value, that big, big goal at $100. And I will be doing that Gladius Ursula playthrough at that point, as well as having that spot reserved for after the Ursula playthrough for additional dedicated Let's Play content for the YouTube channel. So essentially what's going to happen at the $100 consistent monthly support level is I will open up a time slot on YouTube for a dedicated Let's Play, of which the first is Gladius, and we'll be continuing on with other series after that. Speaking of the YouTube channel, this weekend I have done a fair bit of changes on the YouTube channel. If you may or may not have noticed this at this point in time, but what I've done is I have gone through and I went into my analytics and I made groups for every series I have ever made that are still on YouTube, so that I could see what the total views are for a given period of time on a per series basis. And yeah, so you know that whole saying about the whole 80-20 rule about how like 80% of your income comes from 20% of your work sort of thing. So similar here about it's not exactly an 80-20, but it's still a very small amount of series are getting the incredible vast majority of views. In particular, Pyanodons, Gladius, Harvest Moon and Wonderful Life, top tiers there. Let's see, it I think in particular over the past 28 days, it's been the Pyanodon streams, then Gladius, and the Pyanodon's tutorials. And then Harvest Moon Wonderful Life, then the Rome Total War Barbarian Invasion as the Goths, Ogre Battle 64, the Angels playthrough streams, the Rome Total War Broodii campaign, Pokemon Red, Stardew Valley Forest Farm playthrough, Rome Total War Barbarian Invasion as the Franks, the rare replay version of Banjo-Tooie, Fable Anniversary Edition, Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town, and Banjo-Kazooie Rare Replay Edition. Now, at the very end of this list, we're talking like 10 views, 10, 11 views in 28 days across the entirety of the series. So, what I have done is I've taken everything that has been approximately 10, 11, and less, and fewer, and I have made them private. They will no longer be available on YouTube, so we're talking the Take-Two versions of Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, the Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, Take-Two versions, Shogun 2 as the Iko Iki, the Morrowind Take-Two, the first playthrough of Morrowind, the EU4 content besides what I need to keep for the old mod that I have on it, the Plague Inc. Evolved, the Let's Try series, the Binding of Isaac content, Kerbal Space Program content, Subnautica, the first Stardew Valley playthrough, even things like the streams I did in 2016 of Breath of the Wild and Total War Warhammer. Those are all private now. So, and of course the Ori and the Blind Forest and the Dust and Elysian Tale on hardcore. All of that is now private because they're not getting views, and frankly, a lot of that older content, the quality is actively detrimental. I consider the level of quality of those older videos to be actively detrimental to the growth of my channel. If someone comes across one of those videos, as low views as they have, some of them are non-zero. If someone comes across one of those videos, sees one of those videos, they're not likely to stay. I'm not getting anything out of those videos' continued existence. So I've marked them all as private for now. I may eventually completely remove them, but my intention is for those series that I personally enjoy that are now private, that I enjoyed playing, I will redo them in a better quality of content that will ideally bring in more people. Something that I can say, even if it's a low view count, the quality is there so that if someone does come across it, they are more likely to stay than if they had watched the previous content. So that's the plans there on that front. We are now down, by the way, to the Pyanodon's content, the ABX content, so Factorio's staying, the Gladius is staying, of course, of the Valen's playthrough, not the Ursula. We've got Ogre Battle 64, Pokemon Red, Barbarian Invasion as the Goths and the Franks, the Rome Total War Broody Eye campaign, the Fable Anniversary Edition, the rare replays of Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie are still there, but the Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town is private. Even though the rare replay of Banjo-Kazooie is still, like, at 10, if I'm going to keep Tooie, I may as well keep Kazooie, so I may as well keep them as their pair together, because together they have a fair amount of views, but Friends of Middletown, that's gone. A Wonderful Life, despite having it be cancelled partway, like, after, like, 70-something episodes in, still gets, like, a lot of views. It's, like, number 3 overall of the games. 1 being Factorio, 2 being Gladius, 3 being Harvest Moon Wonderful Life. So, yeah, that had to, stay. But all of this will be taken into consideration when I redo content like I am now with Morrowind, which is getting non-zero views. And of the remaining content, I am going to be going through and optimizing the tags, something that I have had to do for an incredibly long time and need to do across the board. I need much better tags on all of my videos. Better and more is the theme there. So, moving on from that. Moving on from there. What is next in my notes? The PC itself has been fine since upgrading the memory modules. That is just something I want to make note of. Everything has been fine. So I'm very happy with my memory upgrade and all of that. And today is the Niobium tutorial going live on YouTube as of the day of this stream and recording. So bear that in mind. Niobium is going up, Niobium processing, and it will be very short. By very short, I mean like in the 20-minute range rather than 30 or 40-minute range. And yeah, don't really talk too much about alloys or usage or any of that. It's just the chain and what to keep in mind when building the chain. It's actually a much simpler overall tutorial, a little bit less of that extra side content. Anyway, it being Sunday and all, let's get started with Factorio. Let's turn on the game. Let us go. Also, I want to make note. I do have a Discord server. As I hear the kitty coming up. Hi. Hi. You shake and get water all over me. You're getting water all over me. Oh, now he's coming lap. He's a coming lap. Yeah, you gonna go? You gonna go lap? Yes, go lap, kitty. The lap kitty Cole is here. He has arrived. So yes, I have Discord. A Discord server at this point, if you hadn't paid any attention. The link to that is going to be in the description of every video from now on. The link is also available on the YouTube channel itself, among all the other links on the banner. And there is a chat command on Twitch for it, exclamation Discord, to display the Discord invite information. As well as, I think I have the actual link itself. Well, I have the command listed under the Twitch stream, so... All of that said, let's actually play the game. Let us actually play the game. That would be ideal. It's been 18 and a half minutes since the stream began. With like a minute and a half of that being music. So, welcome again to the stream save. We are now 257 hours in. Yeah, we're a bit past 1337 now. Little bit past the elite hours now in terms of the total game time. I've been quite busy in the game lately. Now, what have I been busy with? Well, I have a few notes here on the map that I have marked that I want to make sure that I discuss. And I'm actually standing right near a few things. So first off, you'll note, last time I ended off with getting non-zero amounts of purple science. That's where things ended off last time, was non-zero purple science. With that non-zero purple science, I picked up bacon tech. Yes, beautiful, juicy, crispy bacon tech. And when I was setting up my beautiful bacon tech, I realized something rather important. We need circuits. We need a lot more circuits than what I am currently producing. Specifically, a lot more circuit 2s than what I am currently producing. And the reason for this, primarily, is circuit 2s are directly needed in both blue and in purple science. They both consume circuit 2s. They both consume circuit 2s, so I will note that I have picked up a couple of purple science, production science techs. They should be at the end of the list here. So clearly I picked up beacons. Actually, it looks like that's about the only thing that actually has gone through at this point in time, is just bacon. Bacon. Crispy, juicy, beautiful bacon, from what I see of the techs that have been unlocked here. So, currently working on nanotech. Nanotech unlocks a ton metric fucking ton of stuff, including circuit 4s and all that good stuff. Also, Nextlit accumulator Mark IIs that I could make if I had supercapacitors, which, I don't know if I can make those quite yet. We'll need to pick up gold processing. That will be the next tech that I will pick up. That will be absolutely the next tech that gets picked up after nanotech. That will be followed by the assembling machine 3s. That will definitely be followed by the assembling machine 3s because I actually want assembling machine 3s as well as Earnshaw's theorem because the concept of getting high-tech bots is lovely, despite the fact that they will need circuit 4s for them. As for these other techs, they're mostly just convenience. I would like the cargo size for the robots. I will, of course, want the level 3 modules to be unlocked, partly because you need them to progress the various things. You need them to progress into rockets going forward as soon as you have utility science, but overall, purple science isn't going to last all that long. The volume of techs at purple alone is relatively small compared to everything else. Oh yeah, that's right, Keragen exists. Oh, if you need the retorter to do Keragen, to make Keragen, that would be painful. Circuit 3s and 4s. Anyway. So a few other things have changed, besides adding beacons into the mix, just a single machine slowly but surely making beacons. We're going to need literal thousands of beacons. And tens of thousands of modules. Specifically, lots and lots of speed modules. I have already begun the process of designing module-based setups. I have already begun the process of designing module-based setups. You know, I've already... It has begun the process of doing things via modules. Oh yeah, that one. I like this one. This one's raw fiber. This one's raw fiber, and it's accompanied by ammonia. 724 speed module ones. Yeah. This is a 2x2 that makes like 660 something amount of ammonia. It's over 600 units of ammonia per second. Yes, kitty? He's repositioning. So yeah, like ammonia, like lots of ammonia, and this is enough fiber to feed the ammonia. So ammonia plus fiber, so that'll be nice. Eventually. What else do we got here? Oh yeah, we've got I'm still working out some things with this one, but this one is this is chromite sand. Yeah, chromite sand from sand, basically. Chromite sand from sand. Rather than from drilling fluid 2. About 18 per second. I am continuing to work on this because I have to add in the looping back of the iron oxide. I have to take the iron oxide and make it into additional rich dust in here and add another machine to process the rich dust into chromite sand. But again, this is like 300 beacons thus far, with 600 speed modules on this particular blueprint, so Yeah, lots of things. I'm also working on the individual drilling fluid setups using beacons, so that'll be fun too. This is the drilling fluid one. If you didn't know, drilling fluid one is actually a bit more complex than even the fluid 2 or 3. It's it just because of that need for the copper ore, it gets a little bit bigger than what it really has to be. And this is without the guar or drill head inputs. I want to try to make some sort of self-sustaining drill head production setup in total, which this will be part of that, because this will make drilling fluid 1 for the iron, for the drill heads, and this could be part of a larger setup that makes drill heads by itself. Yes, nanotech. It is happening slowly. Yes, Pyanodon, it is slowly happening. Now, the things I wanted to make note of that I did off screen, I now have Pulp 7 chromium processing out of ground boring additional chromium. This is the yellow belt of chromium, so now I have all of the molten chromium I could ever desire for additional nichrome, which I am, of course, doing as best as I can. Chromium, zinc, and nexlet will be very required now. Yeah, I know. Wait, where's your? Huh? Oh, yeah, that sort of needs to move. All right, I gotta fix things up there as well. What else is a new setup? Oh yeah, I made methanol here out of olefins and organic solvent, extra olefins and organic solvent that I have out of like all of like this stuff up here, these beautiful things. So I got the this will be the primary method I get methanol right now. It's also giving petroleum gas that at some point I will probably use to make liquefied petroleum as part of a larger helium chain setup. Pretty sure that's like helium chain for the liquid petrol, but yeah, this is nice. It's giving me the methanol that is involved down in this mess of chromium related stuff. Pulp 7 chromium, yeah, blue science chromium, all the beautiful things at blue science chromium. I have an incredible lack of sand castings. I'm going to point that out at the moment. I have an extreme lack of sand castings that I am also trying to work on. And what it's come down to is a severe lack of my Mark II soil extractors, which, yeah, is a little dicey because all of this is coming down to a bottleneck in Circuit 2s. Circuit 2s are my current bottleneck, which is why today's going to be all about scale and scaling. I need more Circuit 2s, which means I need the infrastructure to support additional Circuit 2s. I currently don't have the infrastructure to support the 1 per second that I am currently capable of producing. Because zinc. Because zinc. So all of this comes down to a lack of zinc. A lack of zinc down at ferrite. Ferrite uses a ton of zinc. A ton of zinc plates. Like, I got the oxide. I've even got the nichrome at this point. Like, I have even got the nichrome at this point. I don't have the zinc. And why do I not have the zinc? Because I don't have the iron for the first step of the zinc processing at this point. Because all of the iron that gets fed into that is being fed in via these two lanes here that are supposed to be full throughput lanes. But we can see this one's not quite full throughput on its output here. It's not quite there. Something's up, and I believe that this is all stemming from a not quite too full belt in from all the way down here. Yeah, so this is starting to run dry. Which means it's time to adjust things a fair bit. It's time to reverse these belts right here. And request iron, because I have iron. Let's just say I have iron. I have iron. In fact, I've got... This is a full, like, filling 2 chests of iron out here from high-grade iron processing on my network. This is very good. Now, do I want my robots to do anything in this process? Not really, no. Not really. My robots, I've got 9,800 spare right now. Do I want them feeding 30 total per second in to these? Probably not. Probably not. So what I will do is I will bring a singular red belt. A singular red belt should do. And I will have to snake the thing all the way down to the bus. Somehow. Somehow or other, I need to snake it around. I think I have some Nexlet spare. I think I have some spare Nexlet. Here's what I'll do. I should have... Oh, I picked up a whole bunch of that. That's right. I forgot. I forgot I did that. Where is my thingy? You there. Right, sand castings. Yeah, sand castings. About that. Uh-oh. Ah, autosave. I was like, you froze on me for a second there. For a hot second. So I need to adjust all this, by the way. It's like, this is not enough. This would not be enough. Oh yeah, speaking of Nexlet. Immortal Sniper was not that happy that I pointed out that the fine powder processing of Nexlet was 15 raw ore into 14 plates out, because apparently they thought that they had balanced this to be 15 in to 15 out, a 1-to-1 ratio at fine powder. So when I pointed out that it wasn't a 1-to-1, and they went back and they verified that it isn't a 1-to-1, yeah, they weren't happy about that. Wasn't very happy. Yeah. You're actually here, Sniper. Okay. So adjustments will be made so that it will be 1-to-1. Yes? Adjustments will be made so that it is 1-to-1. Where even is this that I'm going? All the way over Hmm? Here. Where am I standing right now? No, really, where am I? Alright, here. So I need to go up and then 4. Well, really, it's just an adjustment of how much molten you get out of the fine powder, ultimately. Well, it's barely even a buff. We're talking 1 plate per second off of 15 in. Off of a full throughput pipe out of 3 raw ore per second in. It's a 0.3 difference. A 0.3 difference in the end. Where is this? Up here. Yeah, 7%. 7.14%, something like that. So, it's incredibly minor. On one step. It's not like that it would even affect the further processing steps at all after that. It's just 7% on the current step. The cat, by the way, is in the lap and is incredibly comfortable. Incredibly comfortable right now, just up against my stomach. Just laying, lounging at the moment. Let's see, where... up. Oop. Go oop. Oh, yeah. Right, so I apparently have a, is this a full chest? Is this chest full? Not quite, but, I have some super steel hanging around. Just a little bit of super steel hanging around. And it's not moving. Ah, yes, the eternal struggle on the sand castings. Ugh. I need to get these, circuit 2s to my building of the soil extractors, because that's the current, issue. Not enough soil extractors. Not enough soil extractors. Alright, so I'm up here so that I can bring the, iron plates down. Ew. And I only need the 1 red belt. Now, how am I gonna route this? Well, yes, you can make the sand castings locally. I sort of am trying to, but you need the buildings to do it, and I don't currently have the buildings to do it. Let's see. Down, over, down. Yeah, I think I'm gonna meet up with my tin plates there. But I have to go down. Oh yeah, I am sort of doing tin by ground boring at this point. I do sort of need more drilling fluid 1 though. But that comes down to I need more sand. More sand. I need more sand. More sand. More sand. And this is not even like full on processing of tin that I currently could do. This is just extra. This is just for extra tin at the moment. It will evolve with time. So I need to bring you down. Ew. By the way, what? Rocket is more resource heavy than simulation. I'm assuming you mean quantum computing for space science, but less complex in terms of the overall chains. They make sense. I mean, just looking at the stuff for the rocket versus the stuff for quantum computing. The stuff for the rocket and satellite is a lot simpler to make, although, yes, it would be more resource intensive, is what you're saying, is that it's more resource intensive despite being simpler overall. More input required overall, rather than the quantum computing, which would be fewer overall, but more. Greater amounts. Why is there a... Okay, free splitter. Just slowly but surely getting this line of iron down as the iron comes in. And all my dudes keep bringing me stuff. Oh hey, it's Nexlit. My good friend, the Nexlit. For reference, if I actually built my fine powder, like, at the proper ratios and such, and all of this good stuff, and have the feedback loop going from the tailings back into additional raw ores. Like, if I had that going, it would be a lot that I currently would be making. And even as it stands, I'm not consuming it all because of other bottlenecks, mostly. Bottlenecks in particular, circuit board 2s. Circuit board 2s are my ultimate bottleneck right now. Of course you can't. Yeah, circuit board 2s are my bottleneck right now. The main primary bottleneck. Alright, so what I'm going to do here... I'm going to bring this over. Really? Right, that has a lot of wires. wires that it doesn't really need. Alright, where do I want to get this over to here? Here? There we go. How's that iron coming? It's a-moving. It's a-moving. So what's gonna happen here? Probably gonna be more up here than anything else. I need a small warehouse. Is there like a 2x2 box? Is the shed a 2x2? I hope the shed's a 2x2. Or a 3x3. I think the storehouse is 4x4. Iron, steel, wooden chests, and stone bricks. Yeah, I'm okay with my amount of slots like that. I'm not worried. I can work with my current inventory slot counts. You? That's washers. Where's these? These guys. Take those. Don't need these on me. You know what? Keep the mixers. Alright. Good. Grab some wood. Grab some bricks. The cat is literally falling asleep and sliding off of my leg right now. Yeah. Yeah, you're about to slide off. You woke up from that. Oh boy, alright. You... Hey, it's a 2x2. That's exactly what I need. That is exactly what I need. You feed in there, so this is where we will end. Right there. Hey. That will be very distracting. Oh, hey, Nichrome. Mark II gas refineries. I have the randomest of stuff inside of random cars. Alright, you need to go that way. Yeah. Now we are reversing. Time to reverse the stuff. Probably just going to replace with... Ugh. I need to put my splitters somewhere in this mess. I guess I don't need those anymore. Yeah. There we go. Now the arduous process of reversing 2 lanes of iron for as far down as at least the zinc. I need to get this down to the branch where I have the zinc. In the alternative, I could just, you know, kill one of these lines. You can't do that. You can't do that, Immortal. To reverse lines, you can't just place blueprint. You can't hold shift to go over this. Yeah, you can't. Sadly, you can't place shift to reverse easily. There is no easy reverse of the lines. That's exactly what I was about to say, is just replace one of these with a single red going all the way down. The issue with that is, of course, you are replacing, which means you are picking up all of the yellow along the way. Replacing while doing the, quote, upgrade. But yes, I can do that, and that's probably going to be a bit easier. Just ignore the second line and just do red. One red all the way down. Let the other one just back up for now. Maybe I'll use it for something else later. Slightly inconvenient there. What is that feeding into? Oh yeah, that. There it comes. Now, how far down do I have to go to get to the one that feeds into the zinc? That is the question. Auto-saving! I guess I can change my autosave interval again. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can put you back to 30. Because we shouldn't be crashing anymore. And I haven't been crashing at this point. Ever since replacing the memory. Which, oh yeah, today is officially the first stream where I do have the full memory installed. So, my memory, if you haven't watched my update video that I did on Friday, the other 16 gigs work. They arrived and they work, but they're not exactly installed in the correct slots. Not all of them, anyway. 3 of them are. 1 of them isn't. Just because I guess the 4th slot is just dead at this point, or there's some incompatibility there that it just isn't detected in that slot. Really? Dang it, and this is the one! This is the important one. Dang it. Why you need run out now? There, just go up. You know what? No, just back up here and let that be. Let it just exist for now. Yeah, this is significantly more iron that will be going into the glorious zinc processing. I need to get out here though and get productivity modules in these and like upgrade them to Mark II, because that's just a waste of iron by not having that. there was a point when I first set that up where I was like, oh hey, this doesn't use that much iron, and then here I am much later, like complaining about how much iron it uses. Ah boy. Yeah, that's always the way, right? It's always the way. So I am carrying around some non-zero amounts of productivity modules. Let's see, still 27 short on the doohickeys. Those Mark II soil extractors. You need 3k per second molten. Molten what? Zinc? That's a lot. It's a lot. And I can imagine the iron needed to take care of that as well. Iron, 3k iron. Oof, molten iron. Yeah, that's still a lot. Now, what I am tempted to do, actually, I am tempted to do the chromite sand from rich dust setup and use the iron oxide to feed the iron plates for zinc. That is highly tempting. Highly tempting. Just instead of looping back the iron sticks into more rich dust, just throw it at zinc. Alright, these guys. You're gonna be Mark IIs and have productivity modules in you. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be enough iron sticks. Yeah, that's enough iron sticks. Well, Immortal, I sort of have a blueprint that I made. I sorta made a blueprint. I don't have the feedback of the iron yet on this, but this is at the moment without the iron oxide feedback for some additional sand. It's over 18 per second on this sort of a setup. And that's not doing anything with the tailings either. And only level 1 speed modules. So, I mean, this is possible in a fairly reasonable space. This is one of my 2x2 cells. But, I mean, effectively, how much molten do you get out of 18 per second? I mean, I've seen your setups, just like I've seen your ammonia, and then I decided, hey, let's make my own ammonia, which is... where did that go? Here. Here's my ammonia, and I've got a raw fiber next door, but yeah, this is my ammonia. This one just needs the raw fiber from the side. It gets more than enough of its mushrooms locally, but yeah, that's speed modules. This is like 600 something per second of ammonia on this with level 1 speed modules. But 350 beacons, yeah. See about that. That's a few beacons. What do you mean, overlap beacons more? That's as far as I can overlap. There is no there is no other overlap. How would one overlap beacons more? There's... they're already at the distance with which they overlap properly. They already overlap properly. I mean, yes, there is this, but this is spacing. There's this here that could overlap. Yes, these could overlap, but I need the total amount of width. I need the width regardless. Yes, oh, like just here I could save 1, 2, 3, 4 by however many are here. Grand scheme, that's still a lot of beacons. Still a lot of beacons. Grand scheme. Alright, here we go. Lot more of the sticks are coming through now. In fact, I technically make more than a yellow belt of the sticks now. So, yeah, that's a lot. None of that stuff is like final build quality, by the way. That's all just stuff that I've been working on off screen on the Infinity mod tutorial save. Speaking of which, I need to get around to actually writing out the text plates on the Zinc tutorial. My Zinc tutorial is next, by the way. That'll be fun. I've built the thing out through sintering, and yeah, that'll be next. I will be discussing Zinc next for the tutorial that will go live in 2 days from now. Today's, of course, is Glorious Niobium. It's only like 22, 23 minutes long. I don't discuss what the stuff is really used for so much. I don't actually focus as much in this upcoming tutorial about what it's used for. I say what the alloys are and sort of when you'll use the alloys, but for the most part it's just a setup type of tutorial. Plenty of discussion about the salt consumption. Salt and ammonia consumption, like, hey, it's going to use a lot of ammonia in the early game. You may want to take that into consideration. It's going to be a lot of salt and a lot of ammonia if you're the first time you're setting this up. So just bear in mind, you're probably not going to be doing 15 per second when you first start, or 15 per second of ore processing at that phase of the game. Well, I'm sure a lot of stuff is going to be different in Pi Alien Live. Lots of things will be different then. And I will go through and I will make videos about how Pi Alien Life has changed things. The kitty cat in my lap is now dreaming and twitching in his dreams. It's like, you're twitching now. Literally twitching on Twitch, this kitty in the lap. Okay, so hopefully this will, result in a few more plates. Hopefully this will result in a few more plates. Cough. Cough. You've got your heavy oil. Got that all going. Yes, I do have enough. You are pulling the 15 per second out of here. Yeah, that looks fine to me. That all looks fine to me. It is producing what it's producing. Alright. The question is what it's producing enough? Short answer, no. It's not. Yes, because yes, I know. That's my thoughts is I need to do additional zinc processing beyond G3. Because this is grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Grade 3 zinc. Beyond this, grade 4. Oh look, our good friend Coal Dust. Yes, embrace the pulp. Embrace all the outside inputs that I would have to do on this. Well, I just got purple science, and I don't have circuits to make the reduction units yet. I need to get circuit 3 so I can make the reduction units. I have sintering units. The direct reduction plants, that's the name of them. Unfortunately, I did not make any of the direct reduction plants before I pointed out the issue with the recipe being too simple for it, so now I need the circuit 3s to make the direct reduction plants. But I did manage to make a whole bunch of sinter units when I pointed out the exact same issue and the requirements were increased. So, yeah, I have some sinter units from the old recipe that I was able to make before, like, at the point in time when I pointed out that, hey, this recipe is super easy right now. Let's make a whole bunch before it gets changed. So let's see here. Ball mills for the grade 4. Screeners. Oh, hey, it's a geometric series. Beautiful! A geometric series with a grade 2. So ball mills. Let me take some notes. Time for notes, folks. Ball mill screener. I may as well get these hydro classifiers upgraded. Mark II as well as Mark II impact crushers. Step 1 up here is ball mill, so I'll take care of that as well at that point in time, because this is a lot of machines. Like, this is a lot of hydro classifiers. Not all of them are in use exactly, but they could do with upgrades to Mark IIs. Powdered can go directly into plates. Interesting. Interesting. Zinc overflow. Be careful with pulps later on. A split and emerge. Well, I'm going to... You realize, if you're talking specifically about zinc, I've built this up through sintering on my tutorial save. So if there's a split and merge, I am pretty sure I may have seen that and have done it. So technically this isn't my first time looking at this because I've built it and I am going to be writing this out in text plates later today, most likely. I'll be actually writing out the entire zinc chain as text plates, and I will be going through every piece of it let's just look at what's available through Blue Science at the very least that I currently have available. Oh, look, it's jigs. Oh boy, jigs. Glorious jigs. Oh boy, it's kerosene. Hello, kerosene. For the zinc overflow. Product of zinc overflow. Product of purified zinc. So there's another geometric series right there. So let's see. This would be the split. This would be the split. Right here. This would be it. And I can recognize this is a split in this chain. So then it's flotation, cressylic acid. What building is that in again? Is that mixers? Yes, mixers. Oh, hey, more creosote. Actually, I'll scale and bust this. Cressylic. I am already making a bit of cressylic on my chromium pulp 7 that I have set up. That I had done off screen, so that is fine. I know that I have the cressylic done. So looking at this, pulp 1 and zinc waste, we'll go through the pulp 1 into 2, more flotation, creosote. Hi. You meowed and now you're looking at me? What's the matter? Were you dreaming? Kitty was dreaming. Dreaming all the wonderful, beautiful dreams. It is now purring at me. Yeah, I know. Alright, flotation. More zinc waste. More zinc waste here. Needs creosote. Yeah, you wanna rub? Are you moving? Are you gonna get up now? Yes, no, maybe? Anywho, that's zinc. Pulp 2. Pulp 3. More waste here. Oh, look, it's Aerofloat. Oh, joy, Aerofloat. You know what? I've got all... Yeah, this is great. This is actually really ideal that I'm doing this after setting up Chromium Pulp 7, because you need the Aerofloat in all of that. So, yeah, this is nice. And again, flotation. This is Aerofloat 15. I will also note that I need lots of pressure pumps. I will need lots of pressure pumps for that. So zinc 3, which gives more waste. That'll go back here into purified. So let's actually have a look at this zinc waste. And the pulp 4, this is thickeners. And that's just water. Alright. So what about the pulp 4? That goes directly into high grade. Which means that we've got all of this. What do you mean by 4 blue? 4 blue belts? You need 4 blue belts of zinc? 3 of which are for acetate, the zinc acetates? Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of zinc acetate, half or so for the silver zinc alloys. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So this is soda ash, which is tailings? Saline. Oh, right. Yeah, saline. Yeah, I've got that. Let's not worry about that. But that's from concentrate, which is from purified, which is from the zinc 3. So this is grease tables. Oh boy, we need grease. And sodium hydroxide. Oh boy. Oh boy. And that'll give overflow. That'll give overflow, which will go looping back into zinc 1. So, yeah, purified. Purified into concentrate and classifiers. Oh, look, it's lead dust. That's where that lead comes in. Right. Right, that's where the lead comes in. Lead dust. Sorry to say this, but that's just gonna get voided. That's just gonna be voided at this point. I've got way more than enough of my lead / of my silver too. I may do something like do a thing for silver, and if it backs up, it'll void the rest. So that'll be the concentrate. The concentrate into the pulp. Oh yeah, molten. Hey, molten. We'll skip that. No point when it goes into zinc 4 directly. So, oh hey, it's lime. More stuff here. Agitators. Agitators with soda ash. So, coke and more coke. More coke. More coke. Yeah. / coal. That's what I see when I look at that, by the way. So all of that will lead into high grade from pulp 4 in filters with filtration media. So that will lead us into the high grade, which at this point marks the end of the line so that we can make all of the molten, for all of the beautiful, wonderful plates. And that is in advanced foundries. And then casting units. So this is going to be, I guess, today's mission. I guess that's our mission for the day, for the remainder of the stream. Setting up high-grade zinc. But, you know there's always a catch. There is always a catch to this. Do I do all this out there? Or do I set it up on my network? Do I do it up here? I think I'm going to do it up here. And I'm going to ground bore additional zinc. I think it's time for additional ground boring. Now, zinc is syngas and drilling fluid 2. It is 4 for 15, 1 per second on drill heads. Yes, this looks fine by me. 150 on the drilling fluid 2. Pie angry sound in the background. Why? Doesn't want me ground boring. I literally have said the whole point of this particular playthrough is to get as many things as I possibly can out of water. And not, like, to avoid mining at all costs, is the idea here. So while, yes, I do have this mining set up down here, this isn't even remotely permanent. I want permanence. I want permanence, and mining isn't exactly permanent, at least not on the map settings that I am currently using. If I had like mining places, patches that instead of an M there was a beautiful G or greater, then yeah, that'd be great. G's, T's, P's, E's, Z's, and Y's are all fantastic levels of ore density that will effectively last forever on a regular playthrough. But yeah, I mean, even though technically not forever, effectively forever, for all intents and purposes. Isn't that like an engineering thing? The whole concept of close enough. It's effectively enough for the purpose, right? Gigas for uranium and phosphorus rocks. Like the whole concept of precision in engineering is based off of intended purpose. If it there is a concept of close enough for your purpose in engineering. Uh, I am no engineer. That is that should be a given at this point. I am no engineer. My degree is in like precision science is how I'll point that out. My degree is in other science, other degrees of science. Biology and geology of science, where I got to do no math. / didn't have to do math. Often. The most complex math that I have ever had happened to be a class on population genetics. Population genetics, aka theoretical ecology, was the name of that, and that was all about how populations change over time. And this was a fisheries scientist teaching this, so it was all about how populations of fish change when you modify mortality and birth rates. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun having to put incredibly long formulas into Excel without typographical errors and looking at charts. But that's more statistics side of math rather than straight up having to calculate anything too extreme. That's all mostly statistical stuff. So I need to like grab stuff and figure out where I'm going to build this out and do this ground boring. I don't need those, I think, for now, nor those. As nice as it is to hold on to beacons, and they're great and all, I don't think I need these or these or these or those or those or those. Especially not those. Alright, I've got some inventory space now. Let's see, where are all my buildings? Where are all of my buildings? All the way down here. This bar, by the way, has been slowly rising over the course of this stream. You may or may not have been able to see this, but I'm pretty sure we started the day right around here, less than half. We're now closing in on 3/4. Nanotech, by the way, is 100 units of our purple science, but 300 units of red and 200 units of logistics. Such is the way. I think everything involved with Pi High Tech, yeah, everything in Pi High Tech, all the sciences in Pi High Tech have different values It's not straight 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 across the board. Like, literally everything, most everything else. Alright, so I needed things like thickeners and flotation cells. Did I need, yeah, I need lots of those. Lots of those. As my beautiful buddies keep bringing me stuff. Yes, hydro classifiers. Thank you for all those. Probably don't need that many of them. Let's see here. Oh yeah, how's this doing? Wow, I've actually got advanced small parts. I've got the non-zero amounts right now. I wonder why. It's likely due to the incredible shortage I have of my Circuit 2s. That would explain a lot, actually. Just shortage of Circuit 2s. Let's see. I need to go over here to grab stuff. Oh, ball mills. Right. I have a few ball mills. I have a few ball mills laying around. I need these guys. I need these. Yeah, let's get rid of all that. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Don't need pans. Don't need compressors. Need jigs. Need grease tables. Probably want to expand stuff that involves mixers. I need thickeners. That's you. Secondary crushers. Agitators. I think that's everything. I have the filters. Guess just, casting units would be the only other thing. I've got advanced foundries, I've got filters, ball mills. So yeah, just the, casting units, which are here. Yeah, there we go. Ah! Buddies. Buddies taking away all the beautiful things. All those beautiful things. So kerosene is heavy oil, yes? Yeah. Kerosene is heavy oil. I think I have a little bit of heavy oil to spare. Or at least setups that I can use for heavy oil. Okay. They decided to put scrubbers inside of a gigantic storage warehouse. Sure. Oh, you know what I can do? Ooh, that's an idea that just crossed my mind. Yes, an idea has struck. It's not such a good idea, but it's an idea nonetheless. Where are all of my... Here. I haven't really used these, but I guess I could use it now. For that exact reason. What did I just do? Well, I'm pretty sure I now have 0 dudes available. Yeah, zero logistics bots are now available after doing that. Yep. So now every single one of my robots is going to be going out and grabbing aluminium tiles to bring into this chest. Now, they're going to start by moving all of the tiles that are in this chest. By the way, why do you limit yourself to just 50k? Like, can I get more than 50k? No! Why? Why you do this to me? Well, either way, say I place ghost tiles for additional aluminium plate placement. This location will be such that it'll make it easier for my construction bots to come here to pick up the aluminium tiles. And as it gets less than 50k in this warehouse, the Logi bots will go out and do that flight to bring additional tiles in to keep it at 50k, right? So essentially what this will do is it will allow my Logi bots to do the grunt work, which I have a lot more Logi bots than I do construction bots, so that the construction bots don't have to fly as far to get access to the aluminium tiles. And then once this drains, of course, the Logi bots are going to have to go all the way down to wherever the heck I'm making them, all the way down, like, where is it again? Way down here. Yeah, here, this chest. They'll go down here, and they'll start pulling from here. That was the idea. It's not a good idea, but it's an idea. Now I'm actually using the Logi bots for something, rather than trying to rely on just the constructors. Yeah, that's a bit of power that I'm currently drawing. So where the heck am I going to build this? That is a good question. Here? I need a, I need some of this, please. He says after literally giving every single bot on the network, on the Logi network, something to do for a little while. That was free. Yeah. Logi bots, 0 of 23 grand. By the way, you may have noticed that the construction bots are now at 3,600 or so. That's because I let loose a lot of Mark 1 bots. I just let them free. They were sitting around doing nothing for a while, so it's like, okay, you're gonna have a purpose now. Yeah, I'm probably gonna build out further down this way. Remember, past this line here, I wanted to change the layout of the grid to add some spacing between stuff. So, anyway, let us begin. 4 ground borers. Doink, doink. Now, for reference, if Pyanodon is still around, even though these buildings do not have module slots anymore, they can still be beaconed with speed modules. So beacons will work on these guys. Well, there are things in the game without module slots that cannot be beaconed. I just don't know what special things prevent the beacons from working on the building. But there are buildings that cannot be beaconed. Just makes me wonder, is it like just checking whether or not the thing has a crafting speed on it? I don't know. I do not know. Yes, the bacon is strong. The bacon is incredibly powerful. Speaking of bacon, how much bacon do I have right now? 16 total. I have 16 total bacon. 16 total bacon. 10 in my inventory, and then 5, 6 now on the logistic storage. I need several tens of thousands of units of bacon. Yes, they reduce footprint size at the cost of power. That is all that they really do. Unless you somehow mod them to use productivity modules as well, in which case, nah, I wouldn't do that. You can mod it so that you can have them beacon out productivity, but I'm not for that. It breaks things a little bit. Just a little bit, it breaks things. Just like you can add beacons that have higher, have a greater radius around them, as well as has greater distribution efficiency, like the, like Bob's beacons. Bob's beacons with Mark III Bob's beacons, which have a distribution efficiency of 1, so it fully distributes the full effect of whatever modules you have in them, plus can put in like 6 modules at a time, and the radius is incredibly larger than this. It's the beacons on the Bob's. I don't know if it's in Bob's modules that adds the beacons, or if it's part of another piece of it, but yeah, it's not necessarily the modules themselves in Bob's modules that makes them incredibly overpowered. It is the Mark III beacons that makes it incredibly overpowerful. Alright, let's get this all set up. I think I have the drilling fluid too for this. Because what I did do was I did double my drilling fluid 2 output at some point. I did double my drilling fluid 2 output at some point, so yeah, I can see here that we are good on that front. And speaking of drilling fluid 2, I should have... There should be a pipe. There should be a pipe. Right here, right here. This is the pipe. This is the pipe of my dreams. I need to bring you over. This beautiful pipe is so beautiful. Oh, and that alignment is so nice. That alignment is so nice. Oh, hey, look, it's syngas. Oh yeah, I have more stuff and things. More stuff and things has happened here with the organic solvent. Yeah, and yeah, even more organic solvent. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I've been doing things. NaOH in batteries. Why does that matter? I haven't even gotten to the point where I'm consuming batteries. Like, I'm not even consuming batteries yet. Why would I discuss batteries before I'm actually consuming batteries? The only reason why I even have batteries was to build molybdenum mines. That's the only reason why I even have batteries, why I even built rayon in the first place, was to make molybdenum mines. I am not consuming them otherwise. But yes, salt and niobium is extreme. I will concede, salt in niobium is, extreme. Salt is not okay, salt is extreme. Salt is incredibly extreme on the niobium. You will see tomorrow, or later today. You will see later today the logistical nightmare that is the salt on the niobium. Free it may be, but you also have to consider what the logistics look like. Yes, kitty? You just... He just fell asleep, and his head went clunk. And that woke him up. Yeah, solar power is also free, but big. Huge! Huge! Yeah, buildings have a cost. Buildings have a cost. Even if the, once you have the buildings, the, production will last forever, and it's from nothing, it still has a building cost. And a space cost. So, if I say it's a lot of salt, it's a lot of salt. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. To, manage logistically, it's a lot. Let's see, just add drill heads. Just add drill heads. I really would like to build a self-sustaining setup on drill heads. That would be most ideal. If I could do that at some point, that would be great. I want to do that off-stream, though. Planned on literally everything except for rare earth oxide. Well, rare earth ore is water. Literally everything outside of the rare earth chain is water. But what it comes down to is how much of a pain in the ass it is to set up. How much resource cost it is for the buildings to set it up. And how much space it uses. This is why I keep complaining about the collagen all the damn time. It's like, yes, it is water. It is water, but it is also buildings, and 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 logistics, and buildings, and buildings, and buildings, and buildings, saline. And buildings, and buildings, and buildings, and buildings, and buildings, and buildings, and buildings. All to feed this. All to feed a fraction of this after changes were made to this. To feed a fraction of this. Not even the whole of this. And space. Like, I don't even want to think about how many, circuits went into the production of those buildings. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of resources going into all of this stuff to build in this particular way. Battery for circuit 3s and 4s. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a lot of batteries in circuit 3s and 4s. Yes, kitty. So there's the zinc ore. After all that. Do I want to warehouse this or just do something like this? That'll be fine. That'll work. Well, it's just I'm not thinking so much about the circuit 3s yet. I know I can make them like, oh hey, we're almost ready to start researching the gold tech. I want to get the gold set up before I even really start thinking in particular about circuit 3s, let alone intelligent units for circuit 4s. By the way, Pyanodon, if you're still around, yeah. So I left a message on Patreon. I don't know if you saw or responded. There, you did respond. Right, yes. Yeah, there. Just wanted to make note. You used the image. You used the image on that forum post. And there's a reason why people are saying, like, DNA type stuff on that particular tech. It's because the image is literally DNA. Or at least too similar to DNA on that that image that you shared with the muscular arm. All right, so ball mills. Ball mill is step 1. Actually, step 1 is rods, iron rods. By the way, I have the iron routed near here, right? Yeah, there's the iron. So I can just split and run some of the iron down this way. Let's actually do that first. We'll do that with productivity. For these guys. Productivity. Excuse me. 2 of these. Run the iron through. Now RNA is still coiled, so, or at least it's represented as a coil. It's just one strand of coil. Don't know why I didn't notice that sooner. Like, I'm a bio undergrad. I've got a bachelor's in bio. That should have been like the first thing that I noticed. It's like, hey, I don't think people are gonna recognize that that is RNA as a double-stranded molecule. DNA has a different nucleotide than RNA. And the only time, like, there does exist double-stranded RNA. It's just that you'll see it in viruses. Like, you'll see it in viruses. There's, sometimes you will see double-stranded RNA, and it behaves similarly to double-stranded DNA. You need to break it up in order to actually use it, and there are things that will split it so that it can get red to produce whatever protein gets produced out of it. But not that's not like a concept that most people would know about going through like an intro bio course. Like intro bio course, you'll learn about the existence of this single-stranded molecule known as RNA and this double-stranded molecule known as DNA, and what the difference is between them. You'll be lucky if they even show you what the actual molecular makeup is of the backbone, the ribose versus the deoxyribose, in one of those 100 level courses. Whatever intro to bio for bio majors course you take. Well, thing is about the United States is there is a huge, like, US is big. US is huge, and not every state and not every high school requires biology as a course. In fact, technically, the high school I went to, while most everyone takes biology, really the requirement is that you have two or three different types of science, and they don't specify what science you can take in high school. I think you need high school credit of 3 disciplines of science, and it doesn't matter which one you take. That was my high school experience. For me, I went into high school with credit for an earth science course because I took an earth science course in 8th grade before entering high school in 9th. So I only really took bio and chemistry in high school. I didn't take physics in high school because I took college level bio and chemistry. And I got college credit for both of those courses. Actually, a lot of credit between the courses. Like, a lot of credit, because they gave me 2 semesters of chemistry and 2 semesters of biology, the intro biology. I got to completely skip intro biology courses as well as intro chemistry courses. I got to go straight into organic chem when I was a freshman, as well as straight into like evolution courses, or the course on evolution / the course on ecology. I got to start with the core of the bio degree rather than have to work my way through all of these prereqs. For reference, I started college with like 35 credit hours, and you need 180 to graduate. I could have graduated in 3 years if I wanted to, but I didn't. Yeah, there is no organic chem in high school out here. Definitely not at the high school I went to. Yes, but gold processing is happening. This is 120 science, so this will take even longer than the previous one. Oh joy. Oh bliss. Alright, let's see. How many of these things am I going to need? You thar. But yeah, the US being so large and consisting of so many states, education has some sort of a regulation at the federal level, but in general, most of the specifics are decided state by state, and even further specifics are done county by county. So there's a gigantic variation in requirements across the United States for education. There is, like, curricula will vary by location. Required curricula will vary by location in the US. And also, it's not just that the curricula will vary, it's the actual schedules will vary, and the actual makeup of what constitutes elementary, middle, or high school. Some places there is no middle school. You are in elementary school and then you are in high school. Some places middle school is 2 years, only 2 years, or extends to 10th grade, and then high school is only 3 years. Some places elementary goes up through 6th grade, and then 7, 8, 9, and 10 are middle school. Or 7, 8, and 9 are middle school, and then 10, 11, 12 is senior high school. So, yeah, it varies a lot, as well as the start of the school year will vary. Around here, it's the day after Labor Day, which is the first Monday of September, is generally considered the first day of school for public schooling. But again, that can vary. In some places, it begins in August. Some places, it is more of the year-round setup. There is no nationwide set curricula on that front, or set standard schedule on that front for how it's implemented. 5 of these, huh? And then people wonder why the US does so poorly in terms of the testing and stats and all that. Why we are considered to have very weak educational system overall. Well, it's not really that it's weak. It overall performance is poor, but that is because there are many areas that are poor. Areas. There are good areas, there are poor areas. And I'm just going to take a wild guess here and say, yeah, that's a thing. Do all that. Soil and stone. Hum. 70 and 50. Yeah, I'll do this then. I mean, I am using red belts. I don't think this would matter so much, even if it was only one lane, but any hoozle. Let's see here. Soil. Soil. Active provider. And stone. Power. 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 Excuse me, but load that. Thanks. So active providers will make sure that these stay empty, which is what I want. What is next step? Next step is... Let's have a look. Secondary crushers. No, impact crushers. Impact crushers, and then hydro classifiers. I went and I took secondaries when I needed impact. Of course I did. Of course I did. By the way, close that up. Kill that. Let's go get some impact crushers. Actually, let's request. Let's request the impact crushers. Because I think these guys are like... Where are they? Oh, they're there. That is convenient. How's my coffee doing? Almost empty. Now my coffee is empty. Up there. Boink. Got my impact crushers. Are you taking things away? Yep, that you are. Oh, 11 grand are free right now for the Logibots. That's good to know. Do I want to give my construction bots something to do? That is a good, fantastic question. I've already actually ran this line. Let's do this line. Grab that. That's actually off. Go all the way across. There we go. That'll be a new project for the construction bots. But yeah, when going through high school, I was fortunate enough, even middle school, where we at least had some say as to the exact courses we were able to take. Ah, kitty getting up? Kitty getting up? Kitty want to say hi? Does he want to say hi? Yeah? Yeah, kitty want to say hi? Yeah? Yeah, looking at me? Yeah. What's it like up here, huh? Yeah. Coal! Yes. Coal. K-O-L-E. For coal. It's like the name of coal with the C, except it's just a K instead of the C. Convert to Coke. Yeah. Convert to Coke. Convert the coal to Coke. Yeah, I think he might occasionally get confused whenever I talk about these things. And of course, he has dirtied my pants by being there this whole time. Of course he has. Where am I standing? I need to stand here. Going down. No, see, coal would be a sulfur producing machine. That's what he would be. He would be producing lots of acid gas. Yeah, that's what he would be producing. Lots and lots of acid gas. Mm-hmm. Yep, that would be him. Acid gas. All the time. All the time and everywhere. Because he is sick kitty. He is very sick kitty. Anyway, what is going on? Question for the geologist. What question is this for the geologist? I need the impacts. What's the output here? 3. Did coal processing make sulfur? I don't know. I did not take courses in industry. I did not do industry-related stuff, so I don't know what to tell you about the, why did I choose lead? I needed to choose zinc. Yes, that's the one. If I had planned to go into industry, I would have taken those types of courses, but no, the only, like, even remotely related to industry type course that I have had is, like, a well log analysis course, online course, which I didn't really get much out of. My specialty was in ancient life, more so than anything else. Oh look, it's sand in this one. In this step. And that is a 1-to-1. Okay. This will be fine. Filter sand. Sand, sand, glorious sand. Wish they'd pick these up faster. Anyway. There we go. There's the, grade 2 stuffs. Now for the grade 3 stuffs. Which was what now? For grade 3 stuffs, hydroclasses. Lots of hydroclasses. Where are my hydroclasses? Hydroclasses. Needs water added to them. Yep. Just add water to hydroclasses. We are processing 30. We are processing 30 per second. That is 8. 8 Mark II classes. 2. You know what? I will put the water pipes down, as well as the tailings pipes. and the input, output, and belt line, so that I can just do a copy, and then 4, 6, oops, 8. Then of course I need to add the thingies. Power poles! Well, that's the equivalent of what I've currently been doing. Just add water. Here we go. This will be the, again, 1-to-1, so that's 3 grade 3 zinc on the output. More ball mills! Now for the new stuff. Now for the new stuffs. Making grade 4. Glorious grade 4. You need to process 3 items. 5. Why does it have to be 5? Why does it always have to be more things? This is also a 1-to-1? Yes, it is. And 50% chance of, coal dust. Alright. Let's actually get the thingies here placed. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Get the thingy here, filtering coal dust into a active into an active provider. Next step. Jig. Time to get jiggy with it. Time to get jiggy with it. I think. No, not jig. No, not jig. Not jig yet. Jig is after. Impact crushers, right. Impact. Did I not? Oh, screeners. Screeners! Screeners then jig. Right. Powdered zinc. 3. Alright, so again with the frickin' 5, and it is another 1-to-1. 30% back on the level, the grade 2. That means if this was precise, I need at least... I'm gonna add 2 more. Is that going to be enough? Do I want to, like, do this geometric series calculation on screen? 30% back. Please tell me that this is as simple as... Okay. I need to add more than 2. Thank God this is all 1-to-1. Thank God this is all 1-to-1, because that means as long as I can process... Yeah, that'll do. It's 4.285,714. It's 3 divided by 0.7 is what the sum total in is of our G2 if everything behind is 3, if everything back here is giving 3, then the sum total of G2 at the end of this geometric series on the 30% output should be 4.285714, yada yada yada. So then I have to consider, now I need to cascade that, so now I need to process 4.28, 4.29, let's say 4.3. So now I need 7 of these. So I have 5, 2 more. This is how you do math on the fly, by the way. It's like, oh yeah. Thank God that was a simple geometric series. Like, be very happy that that is a simple geometric series. It's not symmetric. I don't care. That is 7, yes? 7. Do your thing. So then I have to filter the grade 2 zinc, which should be right there. Input priority left to keep things moving wonderfully and quickly. Feed that in there. Alright, zinc powder. Is that the name of this? Zinc, powdered zinc. Glorious powdered zinc could be made directly into plates through hot air processing. 10 into 32. Well, we've got 4.28, or 4.29, however you want to call it. So, let's see, if we did stop here, (32 over 10 times 4.285714), yeah, whatever, so that would be 13.7 plates per second. 13.7-ish plates per second. Stopping here from 15 per second of ore in. Immortal, didn't you say that you sort of were trying to have a step along the way of every ore chain that was supposed to be a 1-to-1? I'm pretty sure you were talking about how you were trying to have at least some part, some aspect on every chain that has a stopping point that is a 1-to-1 ratio. It's not at powdered zinc. Cough. Cough. It's not at powdered. So, zinc overflow will need the kerosene, and this is where we will start getting jiggy with it. Immortal, if the hot air recipe is below 1-to-1, what makes you think that the not hot air recipe is going to be at 1-to-1? If it's already with the hot air recipe below 1-to-1. Zinc. If this is 10 to 32, this is 10 to 30, you don't get 5. You don't get 5 out of 15 ore. You don't get 5 out of 15 ore. Well, even if this was supposed to be the step that gives you the 1-to-1 output, I'm telling you right now, this does not give you a 1-to-1 output. Anymore. It may have at some point in the past, but not anymore. This would give you, well, let's see. It's 30 divided by 10 times 4.285714-ish. 12.857, so it's less than 13. Let's just say, for all intents and purposes, let's truncate it to 12.85. Truncated. It's 12.86 rounded. 12.86 rounded. At this step. Now, I would hope that further processing than this would end up with more than 15 out. Well, the next step gets complicated. The next step is complicated because the next step is zinc overflow, where you have your pulp 1 and zinc waste. That's the next step, is your pulps and your waste. That'll go into pulp 4. So next steps are going to give you greater than 15. So there is no point in the whole of the zinc chain that gives you a 1-to-1 ratio or to plates. For reference, it's like this across the board right now. You may want to go back and check every single ore type, because I don't actually think that even a majority of the ore types have a stopping point where it is a 1-to-1 right now. It's rare where that happens, where it is a 1-to-1. Very rare when that happens. And if you had balanced it to be that way across the board at one point, then recent changes have made it such that that is no longer the case. Jigs. Jigs. Gotta get jiggy. Gotta get jiggy. Referencing Banjo-Kazooie all the time. All the time. Lots of Banjo-Tooie, in this case, references. Zinc overflow! The zinc shalleth overflow. I actually need you to be one further back. Water and kerosene. Do I happen to be making kerosene anywhere? Well, think... Kerosene is used in... Is it used in lead? No. No. Kerosene. I know I've used this before. I've talked about this in a previous chain. It's used in tin and titanium and zinc. Tin, titanium, zinc, and coal. Alright. Let's not spend nichrome on this. That would be great. Hello, Cole. Welcome back, kitty. Welcome back. Let's see. Heavy oil. Heavy oil. Oil. All the heaviest of oil. Yeah, you're, like, trying to clean? Let me see. I think it's just going to be steam cracked crude. I think I'm just gonna steam crack crude. I have steam crack crude, but I'm just looking through. It's like, well, what? This recipe caught my eye, by the way. This recipe caught my eye relatively recently. It's like, oh yeah, there's totally the tailings and aromatics into crude and olefins. Like, this had caught my eye as well as, like, really nice. As, like, really nice to make crude. No, no. This is the way. This is the way to get crude. Like, this is crude right here. This is so easy. So easy, this recipe. You're, you okay there, kitty? You okay there, kitty? So this is methanol reactors. Oh my god, so many ways of getting crude. So many, including directly from tar. Including directly from tar. Yeah, I know. You can do the silly stuff with drilling fluid. Why would I spend, like, this is just a fat hell no. Similarly here, oh, you want lap again. Kitty has returned to lap. Immortal, you shouldn't have said that. Immortal, you shouldn't have said that, because now he's just going to take the productivity module away from the syngas recipe that doesn't use oxygen. So the syngas recipe that doesn't use oxygen still has productivity available. Alright, I need my methanol reactors. Wherever those are. Here. Literally right in front of me. Wow, that is not good. Yeah, we should probably have that limited. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Yeah, let's not make that many methanol reactors. I have a few methanol reactors. A few of them. Let's not have that many. And then I need, of course, the steam crackers. Am I making steam crackers? Hold up. Am I even making... I don't think I'm making steam crackers. That icon. Here. Right here. Steam cracking across the universe. Then the actual kerosene is heavy oil refineries. No, olefin plants. Of course it would be something different. Olefins. Oilies. Oilies are way over here. Oilies are way over here. They are right here. Oily. Then I guess I have to route the aromatics and syngas. Or I can just... I guess I can make kerosene. I guess I can make my kerosene here, and then bring it down, that would be the most convenient, I think, is to do it up there where I have my actual true production of my aromatics and some of my syngas. A lot of my syngas. Oh, and then one other thing, Pyanodon, I did see that you have removed productivity modules from a few additional things already, but I don't think you ever actually pushed that update out. So I noticed that the bio-based aromatics, the biotic aromatics no longer has productivity on it in the code, but you haven't pushed it yet. It was not ever made live to remove productivity from several things. Several things. The bio-based aromatics being one of the ones of note here. Yes, yet being a keyword. Guess you should add the removal of productivity from the non-oxygen syngas recipe as well. Which I don't even think I'm really doing that recipe right now. Why? Oh, right. I, at the beginning of this stream, noted that I needed to fix something at my nickel processing, and I never did it. I needed to fix something at my zinc processing, and I never did it. This is what I needed to do. Wait, what? Right, I never... Yeah, that would help. That would help. A lot. Where's all that stupid stuff that just entered my inventory? Right, it should have gone straight here. Oh, hi. Alright. Yeah, see, this is what needed to happen here. In order to keep this flowing. The nickel shall flow, and the nichrome shall flow. Nichrome must flow. My nichrome shall flow again. Right, Kitty Cole? Gotta get that nichrome flowing. Fuel oil is not that great. I'm gonna throw that out there. Versus just burning crude in oil burners. You don't really gain enough to really be worth it overall. Take that up, please. Here comes the nickel to get this backed up again. Good. Also, yeah. That is my entire production of circuit board 2s. That is my entire production of circuit board 2s. And that is what bottlenecks the purple science production. Crude 2 heavy light and petroleum gas, and I guess you can get more power out of doing all that? Sure. I suppose that would work too. Alright, this was methanol reactor. Step 1. Step 1. Number 1. For that recipe. That glorious recipe. Taking bets! Ayo! Productivity! That is not the correct recipe. Nope, nope, that's plastic. This is crude. Cough. This is fine. This is fine, right? This works. Everything is fine. There be no problems with this. There be no problems here. None whatsoever. No issues here exist. No issues. None whatsoever with this. None. 0 issues with this. Yes, I am using extra modules. I am using Tiri's extra modules. But even if I wasn't using Tiri's, I would still have the setting enabled to have more. Well, consider this. The Mark I version of that building uses 3 modules. The Mark I version of this building is 3 modules. Because I have this set to multiply by tier. So at tier 2, it's multiplying the 3 by 2, and that's why there's 6 here. If I had the vanilla setting, the setting in your mods that is recent under, I do hope it's startup, down right here, change module slot count, there is totally an option down here to double every tier, in which case, that's still 6. So you now have the option under PyCoal processing to make this have 6 at tier 2 anyway. At the top end. Now, syngas, I have also brought up, which is great. Oh, this is gonna... I should not do this way. Excuse me? Excuse? Oh, I guess it... I don't have it going further up here. Let's ignore that. Please ignore. You, however, do go further up. And there be the syngas. There we go. That takes care of that. So now it's just scale. Now it's just a matter of scale. Now, I'm assuming that you are removing these productivity modules from this recipe, so I'm not going to leave them here when I know they're about to die. And the game just voids them completely in these sort of situations. So I'm just gonna live with this without the productivity, because I think they're gonna go away. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go away. They're gonna die. They're gonna die. That is actually a pretty decent amount of crude. I like that. I like that amount of crude. That is pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. By the way, if you're doing cracking into... If you're doing cracking into heavy oil, why not just use a little bit of the crude oil that you already have there for the steam cracking into heavy? Like, that seems like an idea. That just seems like a convenience, a wonderful convenience thing to me. So, yes, let us steam crack here. This is the next step. Should have actually... Ah, boy, I should have put these on this side. Not... Oh, that's what I broke. Or did I break? No, I didn't even break. There is no... Yeah, yeah, you caught yourself. There is no electric boiler. There is no electric boiler here. That's another mod entirely. I would use it if I had it, but... Anyway, let's get these down. Let's see, how much heavy do I need? And do I want to add next lit? Probably not. By the way, cough cough. These do not use productivity modules, so at least this was thought of beforehand. Now, I'm making just a little bit more crude oil. Just a little bit more crude than what I can really process here reasonably. Just a little bit more crude. 6, huh? Now, how much crude per second for 800 steam? Well, let's see. That would be 800 divided by 60, or 14 of these? Oh my. Oh my. 14. That's big. That's a little, as we say, large. That's problematic. One more down. $14. At least I know that one of these will provide enough water. That's a slight problem. Well, if I'm doing this way, I may as well do it the whole way. I was just gonna, like, do a straight segment pipe all the way down, but eh. One down. Don't! That stole my thing. It stole my thing. Yeah, you need to move. Let's see, and then it's 1.8 megawatts each. 1.8 megawatts each, and then this is 700 kilojoules? 700 kilowatts per unit per second. Or just joules per second, which is watts. So that is a little over 2 per second per, so 30-ish? Around 30-ish units per second of the crude would be expended in this whole process. Speaking of which, it should be moving. Now I need to get the steam in across the board and the crude in across the board, and I think I need to move things down one more. In the alternative, no, poor robot. Poor robot. Poor robot. Go. Be free. I said be free. Yeah, so. Da-da, da-da, da-da. So yeah, clearly I'm not going to be, like, done with this zinc setup today. Sadly. Ever so sadly. And loud noises. Hello. Heavy oil. Move over one. Thanks. Alright, so there's 400 units per second of heavy oil being produced out of less than 320 aromatics and 213 syngas. Less than. That just leaves the, whatever thingies. Olefins. Oilies! Oily plants. The oilies. Where the heck am I going to put this? Oilies, oh oilies. Wherefore art thou oilies? Go here, I guess. Kerosene. Just to check? Nope. Good. So 400 makes 160 units of kerosene in 8. Oh boy. Where can I put 8 of these? Over here. Or that's where I'm going to put these. Over here. Give me all of that. Alright, see ya. I've got like 7 more minutes left in the stream anyway, so... You've not really missed, or you won't be missing too much anyway. If Pi nerfs something, please tell you. Well, you can watch the, You can watch the thingy. GitHub stuff. I'm sure that will pop up. When and if something does get nerfed. Let's actually route this. Oh, that isn't good. Bring this over. Wow, that was perfect spacing. And... Huh? Oh. Yeah, that would help. Power! There we go. It's beautiful! Kerosene. Non-zero kerosene. Oh boy. Not an insignificant amount of kerosene, either. Now to bring this a very, very, very big distance away. We just have to run across the entirety of the base. Basically one end to the other on the diagonal. This is gonna be fun. Probably gonna take the next walkway to the right. Oh, that ain't good. Okay, slight issue. Where is my next walkway? There it is. Does this walkway go far enough? Yes, it does. So yeah, I need to bring... I need to bring this kerosene from here all the way down to here. Here. So, here to there. Yeah. I am right here. I've brought it down to here. Now I'm going to bring it all the way over to... Oh gosh, where? Where exactly? None of this exactly lines up until you get all the way out to here, so... yeah, I could do it here and then over, but I've already... And then over. I've already got a lot of stuff here, though. A lot of pipe. I think. No, not really. There's plenty of room there. We shall see. I may actually bring it all the way over to this line and bring it down and then hop it over to here. Regardless, we are now heading to the right. How's the nichrome looking? Non-zero, which is good. Which is always good. That's not good. Oh boy, let's go down here. Right next to our molten nichrome. Not nichrome, but chromium. Molten chrome! Glorious kerosene. So, this will be the last thing that I do, is hook up this kerosene, and then I will probably finish this high-grade zinc off-screen, because we've seen all of the other outside inputs already, sorta, between tutorials and such, and here with, like, the pulp 7 processing that I've shown today, pulp 7 processing. I don't think I ever, like, went through this. Oh, hey, we finally got the buildings, so finally getting some sand castings going on here. So 15 ore in gets processed. We've seen all of it up to about this point. Pulp 1, high chromite stuff, purified chromite. Pulp 3, Pulp 2, Pulp 3, Pulp 4, Pulp 6 and 5, and 7. Plus the Aerofloat 15, phenol, crysylic, pentasulfide, creosote, some aromatics, all that involved in here. Methanol I set up as well for this. Currently, the chromite solution is all going into additional chromium sand, but that will, of course, change once I get access to the wonderful gold processing. I will do the gold processing on screen, however, so do look forward to that quite possibly in the next stream. Kitty Cole is resting incredibly comfortably on my lap right now. Has been on my lap the majority of the stream. I went way too far. Unless this is the line I want to draw. This is actually the line I want to draw right here. Oh, you're now scratching. Alright, sure. I need to go down, though. Going down? Really? Radar? Radar? Really? Why do you have to be in the way? Why you need be in way? That made a lot of things off by one. A lot of things that would have been rather elegant became off by one. You're still waiting on thingy. Radars, why? Still down, still going down. Getting chased by my robots, like, we've got more underground pipes for you. But I've got 100 and some odd. 200 some odd. I don't think I need them right now. Thanks. So, what got done today? Well, we discussed a lot of stuff. A lot of things were discussed today. Big update day more than anything else. But, oh, we are here. Have started on setting up the actual Zinc processing on the network. That is the big, major thing that has been done today. Has been gotten done. Just add a little bit of water into this mix. How many of these do I need in total? Oh, 2. Just 2. And with that, we are now making zinc overflow. And that will begin our process of setting up the various pulps leading up into high grade. That will be a mission for another time. Slash I will do off screen going forward. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. Today, outside of getting up to the pulp overflow on zinc, also did a bit of a belt reversal of iron plates. So now iron that's being made up over in here, right in here, right there in fact. Now iron being made out in here is going onto my main bus to an extent, to the extent that it will go all the way down into this line that feeds into the standard zinc processing. Which appears to be missing something. Maybe I just don't have enough advanced foundries. because this is backed up. This should not be backed up. You should not be backed up. That should not be a thing. I may just go upgrade those off screen, but yeah. Fixed that, set up this thus far. Again, thank you all for watching. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/Otaku to leave a follow to be notified when I go live Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. You can follow me on Twitter at Otaku, visit my website at otakushowboat.com, and help to support my continued existence on Patreon at patreon.com/Otaku. Don't forget to answer the question of the day, which is, which of my tutorials have you found to be the most helpful? The tutorial that we'll release later today is the niobium processing tutorial, and that will be followed by the zinc tutorial. Zinc that we are working on here in this stream playthrough will be covered fully in our next tutorial. So I hope to see you all on the next stream.